You become what you think about. And here's the interesting thing. You can choose. Choose what you think about. Choose. With your business, choose what you're aiming at. With your leadership, choose what you're aiming at. With your team, choose. Help them choose. The act of intentionality is so freaking powerful, it's unbelievable. Henry Ford said, if you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. I am amazed at the things we don't do because we have this little tiny bit of fear that offsets all the other data and all the other evidence in our life that causes us to not go do something. Because we just don't believe. And it's weird, when you start to believe, you become what you think about. How many of you saw the movie or read the book Unbroken about Louis Zamperini? Louis Zamperini was a fabulous character, and when Louis was in high school in Southern California, he became a track star, later moved up a national track star, and then by the 1936 Berlin Olympics, with Hitler standing there at the Berlin Olympics, he ran and medaled in the mile. In that, he medaled in the Olympics, and the mile speed was 4 minutes and 21 seconds, which was the standard in those days. Obviously, he medaled in the Olympics at that pace, that mile pace. 4 minutes and 21 seconds. It became part of the lore, part of the legend among the milers over the next decade that a human being could not break the 4 minute mile barrier. It could not be done. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You become what you think about. People started to believe it. And lots of people ran, and finally, within just a year or two of the Berlin Olympics, a guy ran a 4 minute and 1 second mile. There was one doctor that came out shortly thereafter that said it is physically, anatomically impossible for the human body to travel at that rate of speed to break the 4 minute mile. As a matter of fact, if someone were to do that, as they crossed the finish line, their heart would explode and they would die. It's in a medical journal. People believed that was all there was. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You become what you think about. 4 minutes and 1 second stood as the record in the mile for an unbelievable length of time, 9 years. So by 1954, this was just legendary. It was just, that's all there is, and the mile was kind of boring because no one could break it, and no one believed it could be broken. Along comes a guy named Roger Bannister, who on May the 6th, 1954, crosses the line with an old stopwatch looks like this in 3 minutes and 57 seconds. He broke the barrier. You become what you think about. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Roger breaks the 4 minute mile barrier. Here's what's interesting. In the next 46 days, the 4 minute, his record was broken 22 more times. That's how powerful the human mind is. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And I'm amazed at the number of people that the only thing holding them back to go into the next level in their business, the next level in their leadership, the next level in their marriage, the next level with their parenting, the next level in their wealth building, the only thing holding them back is they don't believe they can. Now again, we have to be realistic about certain things. I told you I'm not going to play in the NBA. I get that. I'm not one of those positive thinking guys that says it solves everything. But this is amazing. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You become what you think about. You see, we live in a cause and effect world, a sowing and reaping world. You are going to get a bushel of what you plant. Farmers don't plant corn and then go, where's the beans? Farmers don't plant corn and then go, why are there weeds? They know the weeds are coming, and they know if they plant nothing that the government is not going to plant anything. So they know they have to plant something, because if you plant nothing, you know what you get, it's weeds. So you have to have this act in these areas of your life where you are intentional, where you happen to things don't happen to you. The number one habit, Stephen Covey says in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, the number one habit is proactive. Proactive people, highly effective people happen to stuff. Everything doesn't happen to them. happened to me. They plant stuff intentionally. If you plant stupid, you will reap desperate and broke, won't you? Been there, done that. I have planted stupid, and I got just like a bumper crop of desperate, a bumper crop of regret. You know what I'm saying? We all do some of that. But you just have to be real careful what I'm going to plant here, what I'm going to plant there, what I'm going to plant in the fertile areas of my life, because whatever I plant is going to grow. Your belief matters, because we won't act if we don't believe.